ಕಲ್ಪನೆಯ ರಾಶಿಯಲಿ ಭಾವನೆಯ ಪಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರಳ ನಟಿಹೆ ನಾನು ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಯ ರಾಶಿಯಲಿ ಭಾವನೆಯ ಪಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರಳ ನಟಿಹೆ ನಾನು ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಸತ್ಯ ಎಂದು ನಂಬಿ ಬದುಕಿದೆ ಗೆಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಸತ್ಯ ಎಂದು ನಂಬಿ ಬದುಕಿದೆ.
So this interview is designed to unfold and explain the teachings of ancient Indian wisdom as related to spiritual awakening. There is the fundamental question, who am I? Who are you?
I am that. Actually, who am I? When you say, who are you, better keep quiet. If we say, who I am, nobody is going to understand. Usually we say, referring to this body. So if we say, we are the Atman, or we are the Self, or we are the Truth, but in the workaday world, nobody will understand it. So, when you deal with people who do not know the truth, you have to say both.
Many Western seekers come to India looking for enlightenment, as if it is an experience. What is enlightenment?
To know what we really are, to know one's own self, is enlightenment.
Could you perhaps just expand that a little bit?
See, we are in a state of ignorance when we say we are the body, or we say, or rather, we identify ourselves with the body. That is a state of ignorance. We have to go beyond the body and identify ourselves with the self. That is what we are in reality. If we get established in that consciousness that we are the self, we can say we are enlightened.
Are there any qualifications for enlightenment? Any qualifications?
Purification, purity of the mind. Mind is the only thing standing in the way of our enlightenment. When the mind is working, we cannot have enlightenment. The mind has to be stilled. The stillness can come only when we have removed all the waves or thoughts or tendencies in the mind. Then the mind becomes perfectly pure, crystal pure, then we get enlightenment.
So is sadhana necessary? Sadhana is necessary? Some spiritual practice is necessary?
Yes, a lot of work is necessary to purify our mind. We have been gathering quite a lot of dirt from the moment we started from our original source.
Do you advise a particular practice?
We are actually like travelers. We have left our original home. We have left our parents there and started traveling. In the course of travels, we have gathered a lot of things by way of the effects of our thoughts and actions.
So I was asking, what form do you suggest?
Now, that question is not answered.
Yes.
We have been gathering quite a lot of dirt by way of the effects of our actions and thoughts. We have been passing through innumerable births. We have been insects, we have been animals, we have been birds, we have been humans. Now, human birth is the gateway to liberation. Now, having taken birth, we are also endowed with intellect. With intellect we can discriminate what is good and what is bad for us. Using the intellect we find that there is something higher than what the world can give us. We can get only happiness depending upon certain conditions, and that happiness is always followed by sorrow. Now our intellect tells us there must be something more than this, eternal happiness. And we start trying for it. That is the occasion, that is the turning point in our life to return home, our original home. Then the efforts to go back home begins. We come in contact with a wise man who knows the truth. He tells us how to go back. He asks us to meditate on our true being, or asks us to chant the name of God, or any other method that will lead us to our original home. In that process, we purify ourselves. Means our mind gets purified, all those desires are dropped off, all the effects of the desires are dropped off, effects of actions are dropped off, and mind becomes perfectly still. Means, when it is perfectly still, we have a glimpse of our true being. And further effort to remain in that state continuously, we get established in that state, which is our real home, our own self. So till we are absolutely pure, and till we have shed all that we have accumulated during our journey, we have no entry into our original place. We go back as naked as we started from there. That is the condition, to shed all that you have earned during your journey. Then we are qualified to enter our home.
It's been said that self-inquiry is the most direct route to realizing the self.
That is one of the ways to go back home. Self-inquiry. Here our master has taught us devotion is one of the simplest and the safest way to return home. If you ask, what is devotion?
Yeah, what is devotion?
We think ourselves as a supreme being who is everything and beyond everything. We consider him as an impersonal person and give all our love and devotion to him. Means we aspire to go back to him. It is from him we have come back to this wandering life. So we are a part of him, which we have forgotten. Now, we think of him, as our master has told us, we must think of him, meditate on him, and when the mind becomes pure, we will be able to realize our oneness with him. So devotion is one of the ways. In the beginning, we see the divine or the Supreme Being as separate from us, because we have not understood that we ourselves are that. We think of him as a personality outside us, or as a power outside us, and give all our love and devotion to him. Then we come to understand that he is seated in our own heart. We are not different from him. then effort begins to commune with Him within ourselves. And finally, we realize our oneness with Him. Then we can say, we have come back home. I have joined my Father. As the story of the prodigal son.
So are you saying that in the beginning you must surrender to somebody, the teacher, the guru?
To somebody get guidance from the Guru. Who is that Guru? One who has become one with the Supreme Being, who has reached his original home, who knows what he really is. Then alone he can teach us.
So first you must find this kind of person.
Yes, first you have to find out person.
And then you surrender to him.
Yes. When we are actually aspiring to go back home, the Divine will arrange our contact with such a person who can guide us.
So you're saying that we don't really have to find our own teacher. The teacher will appear.
Of course, we have to strive hard to find such a person. Same time, divine adjustment is such that when we are seriously or intensely thinking of or aspiring for such a guide, he will provide at the right time.
Right. Yeah, that was my experience. I wasn't looking for any teacher. I had a strong question.
That's right.
And then existence arranged a meeting between this question and somebody.
Either you are taken to him or he comes to you.
In my case, the plane broke down and I was taken to him.
Right.
So then the first step is to surrender to the teacher.
Surrender to the teacher.
And the second step is that you realize that you're surrendering to something that actually is already your true nature.
That's right.
Because in the West, we're a bit nervous to surrender to somebody.
Surrender has a different meaning there. The surrender is defeat. If you say, use the word defeat, it is a defeat of the ego in us. The ego disappears. Accepting that I have no power, it is your power that has been working. And I have been claiming wrongly that I am responsible for it. Thus the ego surrenders completely.
So you're saying that when you deeply surrender to somebody, naturally the ego will fall away.
That's right. Somebody means the Supreme Being.
In the form of somebody.
That power, he controls the entire universe. To that power we surrender. That power and we are not different. But because of the ego sin, because of the sense of separation from him, we have been thinking that we have that power. We are doing ourselves. We are taking care of this body. We are doing this, we are doing that. When we say, practice saying that, I am nothing, O Lord. You are everything. Your power is absolute. It is by your power that everything happens in the universe. If you practice like that, the ego becomes thinner and thinner. Ultimately, it has no place.
We always say, I am raising my hand. I am raising my hand.
You say, though externally you may say so, you must be feeling that it is by God's power that we are raising the hand. And that is the way to remove the ego sins. They say the ego does not exist at all. We are fighting something that does not exist. It's only ego sense of separation from God. Why? Because of ignorance, they say. That ignorance has to be removed. When that is removed, we know we are one with God, we have been one with God. Only by for some reason we forgot we are one with God.
So in fact, you're saying it's a wrong idea that we have,
Correct.
and everything comes from this wrong idea.
It is like a king had a dream that he had become a beggar. The impact of the dream was so strong that even after waking up he felt he was a beggar. So he started roaming about in the streets begging. He forgot he was a king. People in the palace were after him. They went to call him and said, I have nothing to do with the palace. Then they took a wise man. We called him and said, you are not a beggar. No, I am a beggar. No, you are not. Then the saint asked him, you close your eyes. That means meditate on yourself. Close your eyes. And he closed his eyes and took him to the palace. Kept him in the room. He saw, now open your eyes. And he saw the queen and the surroundings. Then he started remembering that he was here only. Somehow he has forgotten that. Oh, I am a king, no longer a beggar. That is realization. That is illumination. So we need somebody to tell us that we are not what we are now. We are that. That is why Guru is absolutely necessary for any spiritual aspirant.
It has been suggested that the mind must be destroyed for liberation to occur. Do you have a mind?
It has not the destruction of the mind. You can say purification. Remove all the thoughts, all the vasanas from the mind, then it becomes still. A still mind is as good as no mind. That's why they use the word destroying the mind.
Monanasa? In Hindi is monanasa? Monanasa. Monanasa?
Manonasha.
Yes.
Manonasha, destruction of the mind. You can put it in a different way. When the mind is purified, it ceases to exist as mind. You can call it manonasha, but it's not actually destroying it. Only removing the thoughts and the dirt in the mind. Then it becomes absolutely pure, and the pure mind is no mind actually. It is one with the Atman. That is what they use, manonasha.
And you mentioned the tendencies of the mind, vasanas. Can you say something about those tendencies?
Tendency means every thought leaves an impression. Every action leaves an impression in our mind. That is why I use the word, we are gathered out of dirt. Every thought, every good thought, every bad thought, every action, good or bad, leaves an impression or layer of dirt in the mind. You can imagine what we had done many years ago suddenly comes to our mind now. It has been there. All those things have to be removed before we can say we have shed all that we had earned during our lifetime. Then only we are absolutely pure, absolutely free or qualified for liberation.
And this, for example, when we went to Nityananda's ashram, there are many small caves where you can sit. So the feeling is that it takes many years of hard work to purify the mind.
Many years of hard work, definitely. Well, it depends upon how much we had gathered, how much dirt we had gathered. In some cases it is not difficult because they have not gathered much of a dirt. When the dirt is like a mountain, it takes a longer time.
And is there a way to remove these vasanas? Is there a way, a technique to remove the vasanas?
Because the mind is the block. What is standing in the way of our liberation has to be removed. And to remove the mind means, what is the mind after all? A bundle of thoughts. So we must be, that's what they say, use the word stilling the mind. Be still, know I am God. The process of stilling the mind is what they call sadhana, spiritual practice.
You mentioned earlier, be quiet.
Be quiet.
My own teacher was Papaji, Punjaji in Lucknow, and he always said, be quiet.
Be quiet. Still the mind, that's what it means. No waves.
Are there two levels of awakening? Is there awakening we can call self-realization and another level called enlightenment?
We can say once we have identified ourselves with our true self, we are enlightened. We know what we are. That is a stage. Then, when we come back to body consciousness, we get disturbed when we are in activity. So we are asked to do little more practice, which will lead us to a stage called Sahaja Samadhi, to identify everything in the universe with God. First experience is we have identified ourselves with the Atman, which is all-pervading. We have not touched the manifestation. Now we are able to see the entire manifestation is also God Himself in different names and forms. So we identify ourselves with the Atman and the universe. That's why if you ask a saint, who are you? He will say, I am the all-pervading truth or Atman. My body is the entire universe. Because he has lost his individuality. The ego has gone. The small circle is removed. He is without any circumference. He is one with the impersonal truth, nameless, formless Atman, and one with the entire universe, which is the manifestation.
And so you're saying the second stage is to establish in this universe.
And he lives a normal life. He doesn't need any more practice because he's already established in it.
Is that why it seems that most saints live a very ordinary, simple life?
That's right. They have nothing more to do. They achieved their goal. And they are one with the entire universe. They are one with everybody. Their love flows towards everybody without any distinction of caste, creed, or nationality.
I think everybody sitting here feels that with you. And so we can't even translate anything anymore. Their minds stop working.
What is your program tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to Putua. We're going to visit Ajah.
What time should you go?
We haven't decided exactly in the morning, perhaps early in the morning.
We had been to Ajah a few months back.
Yes, you were going when I came here before. You were planning, I think, in 2 weeks to go there. Yeah, yeah. His health is better now. Yeah, yeah.
How much I spent? 15 days in Tirunamala, is it?
We're spending 21 days together.
21 days,
Yes, yes. Most of the people came from Germany, and we've already spent some time together in Germany.
Did you meet Dr. Hugo Mayer there?
Dr. Who?
Hugo.
Hugo?
He's in a place called Shantivanam.
I don't know.
Shanti Malay. Shanti Malay.
Oh, in Tiruvannamalai.
Yes.
Yes. I know him, but I didn't meet
You
him.
didn't meet him.
Has he been to see you?
He used to come here, spend months together here.
I see. I see.
He was treating mother. He's a doctor, homeopathy doctor. He
Yeah.
used to treat our mother here also.
I see. I see. I have greetings from Hans. You remember Hans,
Hans,
the
yes.
German?
Yeah.
He stays with you here.
Yeah.
And
He's there now, is he?
he's now in Tiruvannamalai, and everybody met him one afternoon.
Very good. So much have been spending a lot of time sitting in meditation in Tirunamala.
We've been, yes, every morning together. Yeah, yeah. And then we've been up on the hill, visiting some caves and to make the pradakshina around the mountain. When were you last in Tiruvannamalai?
They celebrated the centenary of Maharshi's arrival in Tirunamala. It was 96 or 97. I don't exactly remember the date. I've been there for that.
Right.
And twice I went to Yogi Ramsurat Kumar's ashram.
Oh, yes.
He wanted me to go there for the foundation laying ceremony, and again for the inauguration of the ashram.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you go to that place also?
Yes, 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 yes. They built a very large ashram.
Good place.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, some 15 years ago I met him when he was in his small beggar's place by the temple.
Yeah.
But I didn't meet him at the end of his life.
So they're all thinking of going back to the original home.
They all have a passion for truth. Yeah, yeah. In fact, they had to sign a contract, and in this contract it said it was their first priority.
You have to shed all that you have earned all these days.
Yes. Yeah. I would like to ask them if somebody has a question for you.
Yes.
Is that okay? Does somebody like to ask Swamiji a question? This is Ratna.
Can you recommend us when we are back in our daily life in Germany? What can you recommend us to do or not to do?
Please repeat it for me.
He's asking when he goes back to Germany and he's doing his daily life, how can he remember?
For remembering God constantly, we take His name, we chant His name. When we chant His name, automatically we remember Him. But another method to remember him constantly is, it is accepted that the entire universe is a manifestation of God. So whatever you touch, whatever you see, should be identified with God. Say, when we get up in the morning or before we open our eyes, just pray to God, "Oh Lord, I should be able to remember you constantly. I should see you alone in everything." With that prayer, if you get up and open your eyes, see something, oh, this is also a manifestation of God. Yes, you meet a person after that, he is also God in that form. Like that, everything should be identified with God. It may be very difficult, but it is possible. You may miss this any number of times, but gradually you will be able to gain more and more success. So if you identify everything with God that you meet during the day, you are in communion with God constantly. By chanting God's name, we are in communion with God. By thinking of God, we are in communion with Him. And when we are doing some work, identifying those objects with God, we are in communion with Him. So that way, constantly, you can be in communion with Him. By chanting, by meditating, and by working. And that work will not be mere work. It will be worship of God. Because we are doing it in the remembrance of God and for God. That will be worship. Worship is not merely going to church and praying to Jesus. Doing everything in the world as an offering to Him with the feeling that we are doing everything by His power alone. Then the work is dedicated work. And it will have no reaction on us. Otherwise, every work we do will have its reaction. We have to pay for the fruits of those actions. If you do a good act, you have to reap the good fruit. If you do one bad act, you have to reap the bitter fruit of those actions. But when it is dedicated action, no results to be reaped or no fruit to be reaped, because there is no sense of doership there. With the remembrance of God, the ego has disappeared. I am doing this, that is not there. This God who is making me do this. With that attitude, the work is done, the ego is not there. And the ego is not there means the fruit of the action will not affect us. That is why they say in the Bhagavad Gita, dedicate all your actions to me. That is remembering Him, feeling that by His power alone you are doing everything. That is full dedication. That is difficult to practice, but it is possible. Meet any man you meet, you see, is mentally feel that is also manifestation of God, or is also God in this form. Bring that to your mind. Even thoughts can be identified with God. So suppose you are thinking of somebody now in Germany. Don't think of him as a personality, as an individual. Think of him as manifestation of God. He is also God in that form. So in thought, in action, you will be in tune with God always.
I think I would like to ask you something about relationship between man and woman. In India, there is a tendency for the people interested in spiritual life to not have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. They stay alone.
Yeah.
But in the West, we're used to having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Could you say something about this?
those who are on the spiritual path, those who are trying to get God realization, should be able to observe brahmacharya, that is celibacy. Celibacy is not merely physical control, but it is mental also. No thought of sex should enter our mind. For that, we must keep away from the other sex. Closer contact with the other sex will naturally giving place to the lower nature to pull us down. That is why India, especially those who are on the spiritual path, are advised not to mix with ladies, not to be too intimate with them, so that your mind may remain higher in God thought and not come down to physical enjoyments.
Can it be said that sexuality is also a manifestation of God? Can we say that sexuality is also a manifestation of God?
It is all right, but it is a waste of energy. That energy has to be preserved for enlightenment. It's one of the important things to preserve. You can use all the other senses, even though senses have to be controlled, but this particular sense gives a lot of waste of energy, which is absolutely necessary for enlightenment. One who is indulging in sex cannot hope to have realization. He must abstain from sex, and then only he can practice and progress fast.
But doesn't the realization come when in a moment there's understanding? Doesn't the realization come in a moment of understanding?
That's all right, but you must be prepared for that. You must prepare the ground for that. That person who gets such a realization must have been preparing himself for a long time. He might be mostly free from all this pull of sense objects.
So you're saying that brahmacharya is a necessary preparation?
Brahmacharya is necessary. One may remain a householder for some time, but if he is anxious to realize God, he must observe celibacy. Even he may remain at home, but observe celibacy. There are many couples, after spending some time in the ordinary way, they decide to observe celibacy, and both of them do spiritual practices. But it is difficult. Living together and observing celibacy, difficult. That is why mostly they go away and stay in solitude.
And this then leads to ashrams.
Yes.
So would you say a sense of community is an important support in the preparation?
Even in the community, you must not mix with other sex freely. There are very strict ashrams where only men are permitted. There are some swamis who do not look at women, lest their mind should come down to physical consciousness. That much strictness is necessary.
In your ashram, we eat separately. In your ashram, we are eating separately.
Yes.
You have the men in one place and the woman in.
Too much of mingling is to be avoided.
This is not a very popular idea in the West.
No, unfortunately.
Having a guru is not popular, but brahmacharya is definitely more unpopular.
If they can attain God without all these things, it is all right for them, but the question is whether it is possible.
And you're a very experienced person, and you would say it's not possible.
It's not possible. That vital energy is very, very important.
And I was asking about the sense of community. So at the moment, we're choosing to be together for 3 weeks, and already there's a sense of support, a sense of
That's
communing.
all right. If your mutual support's well and good.
So would you say that in the West there's a benefit in coming together in communities? Not exactly ashrams, but perhaps communities.
Even I would advise too much of mingling with each other should be avoided. The mind is such a dangerous thing. It can pull us down anytime.
There's a situation in the West which is a little bit different from in India because of the economic pressure to have money in the West. And so most of these people, they are working, and then they also have an interest in spiritual life. So we were considering to come together in some kind of community that we can support each other
Yes?
and still continue to work, but there would be a reminder and a support when we meet together.
That's all right.
Would you say this was a useful
It will be
arrangement?
useful, but again, too much of close mingling should be avoided. You can have separate communities for gents and another for ladies. They need not be together.
Right. So we need some arrangement like Nityananda's ashram with small caves, with one lot for the woman and one lot for the man.
That's right. That will be better.
Right. But it's almost an impossible arrangement.
In the West.
In the West, yes. Yeah. And is there something else you would say is very important in this preparation time?
What is required for a spiritual aspirant is the constant remembrance of God. And he should himself adopt ways and means how to do it. The Guru will not be able to give you all the details. He will say, remember God constantly. It is for the disciple or the devotee to find ways and means to maintain constant remembrance. Then we will be able to commune with God when we are praying, when we are talking with others, when we are working. We will be able to commune with Him always. The communion with God should not be broken. During the 24 hours, our communion with God must be continuous before we can realize Him. That is why in early days people used to go and sit in the caves away from the public disturbances. They tried to commune with God in meditation as long as possible during the 24 hours. Because when they come to worldly activities, they find the communion is not so strong. So it is diluted. But by practice, even when you are working, you will be able to commune with God. If that is done, you have gained a lot. Whether you are working, whether you are doing anything, whether you are in a particular place or whether you are in solitude, you are able to commune with God. And that is what is necessary for a spiritual aspirant.
Does anybody else have a question?
And once we become a spiritual aspirants, naturally we develop all these divine qualities. We should. And all the demonic qualities must be given up. For example, I will tell only the truth, nothing but the truth. It means telling lies, gone. Take only the positive side. I will love everybody because there is divine in everybody. And not love the physical body, but because there is divine in it, I love him. That is real love. And service to others. Like divine qualities must be developed. And when somebody gets something, I feel happy over it. No jealousy. If somebody does some harm to us, I don't dislike him, I don't hate him. That quality, all these qualities will automatically be developed when we are on the spiritual path. And these are the signs of progress also. The more divine qualities we have developed, you can say the more advanced we are. One cannot say, I am a spiritual aspirant, I am doing spiritual practices. At the same time, I'm engaged in black marketing, exploitation, and robbery. They don't go together. They must free ourselves from all these evils, then develop the divine qualities. They are absolutely necessary for our spiritual progress. That's all we have to do. Think of him constantly and develop all the divine qualities. And he will do the rest for us.
And for most ordinary people, how many years does this preparation take?
There's no time limit for this. Time limit is not the intensity of our aspiration. Will make us do sadhana intensely and make the progress fast.
So, for example, when we come to your ashram, we see there are many people who are intensely and seriously doing this mantra practice. Does this produce a good result in terms of awakened people?
Depends upon how intensely they are remembering God while doing these things. Simply chanting the name and going around is not sufficient. Our mind must be kept in tune with Him. If mind is not there, the chanting has no value. So one man can say, I have been chanting God's name for 50 years, nothing has happened to me. Why? You didn't keep your mind in tune with God. You only chanted, the tongue has chanted it, not the mind. So the mind must be in tune with God all the 24 hours. Then only the progress can be seen.
Because I think some people look at, the many Buddhist monks, the many people, for example, chanting in your ashram, and the many people doing self-inquiry in Ramana Maharshi's ashram, and there are many other ashrams, and they don't see so many realized people.
That's our reason.
Sorry?
Externally you see them engaged in these things, but mind may be somewhere else.
So it seems that this attainment of realization is quite a rare thing.
It is only 1 in a million.
1 in a million. Is this million the people who are serious or the people from the general population?
No, the people who are trying.
From the people who are trying. Right, right.
They say only 1 in a million tries for realization.
Right.
And among those who are trying, 1 in a million will get it. Because it is such a rare thing.
Right.
the most precious thing that you are getting.
Right, right. Precious diamond.
Because if you get realization, you have got everything.
So when we are lucky, we attain a quiet and a pure mind in this life.
She's asking that if we're lucky, we could expect to get a quiet and pure mind in this lifetime.
Yes, you are lucky.
And then enlightenment will come in the next lifetime.
Naturally, we will be able to get better convenience in the next life. That is, God has promised that way. We will not lose what you have gained here. You must be able to continue with what you have got in this life.
I see. So when you come back, you get a chit
Yes.
from this life
Yeah.
that you can
That
carry
means
on.
all the bank balances we have earned, we have to leave behind.
Right.
But the spiritual practices and the purification of mind that we have gained will be with us. And we have to start afresh in the next life with what we have already got before.
Right.
But why think of next life at all? Try to have it in this life, now itself.
No postponement. No postponing.
No postponing.
Some other question?
So, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Thank you. Thank you.